You're like, man, I lost my friend to that group. And what happens, you'll find over time, 20 years from your 20s, when you get into your 40s, you realize that people will always let you down. I mean, your friends will come and go out of your life, and if you devote all this energy and effort to this group of people, they will eventually let you down. They will hurt your feelings. You'll be disenchanted with them. You'll be like, I'm going this way. You guys are over here. I'm out of this group. So it's hard to see, and the only way really to avoid that is to have a group of close friends that are going to tell you the truth. They're going to speak the truth into your life and say, hey, man, you know, this group's kind of crazy. So you kind of want to avoid that. The past few years, you know, we've been so polarized in America. You know, the political divide is very partisan now. We've got people on the left, we've got people on the right. People on the right hate the people on the left. Everybody wants to come to the middle. Well, you can't get along. So being fanatic about political causes, too, eat up a lot of your energy. And, you know, it's so bitter right now in our country with the whole politics. And that in your 20s, if you're taking time to spending too much of that, it's okay to devote time and energy, but you want to make sure that you're not neglecting your friends, the family that you have, or your career. It's very important to not neglect those things in your 20s. So find a good cause that doesn't consume you, but try to avoid the fanaticism. Number 6, a mistake to avoid in your 20s is not completing a formal education. When it's the golden time when you graduate from college, and hopefully you do that by the time you're 20, 21, maybe 22. It is the time to continue your education. You think, man, I just got through this. Because what will happen as soon as you get a career, as soon as you get a long-term relationship, if you have a kid, you get married, you start amassing some personal debt, or you get a house, you have these things now, you've got people that depend on you, rely on you. Going back to school to complete your master's degree is very difficult to do. When you got to go and do that, then you got to go to class a few nights a week, and then you're trying to do these projects. So I see a lot of guys do that, like, man, I'm done, I got my degree, that's good. But in this economy these days, and I don't think anymore, I've had my own businesses, I've been an entrepreneur. Well, I've been very independent for about 18 years, but I had my own businesses for the past 10 years. I don't think in terms of I need a master's degree because it's going to look good on my resume because I want somebody to hire me. Because the same thing, companies aren't loyal anymore to you. But I think in terms of raising capital for a business that you like, because I'm sure you guys are sitting in this room are probably far more entrepreneurial than other guys your age that are not sitting here trying to figure out how to become smarter, stronger, faster, leaner, do better with people, have a more successful life. You guys are more entrepreneurial. So I think your formal education is a good experience, and now the minimum is like the master's degree. You know, it used to be 20 years ago you had a college degree that's good, but now if you don't get out and have a master's degree, you're not going to capture anybody's attention, especially if you have a really good business idea. Somebody say, hey, what's your education background? You say, hey, well, I got my undergraduate from this school, and then I went back and I got this master's degree. Let me share my business plan with you. It's a little more credence to it other than let me just, I got this really good idea. So it's helpful, but now's the time to do it, not to wait until your 30s, going back to school. Online degrees, you know, the online masters really aren't worth the paper they're printed on, you know. I don't know how Phoenix University, I don't know how their football team did this year, but it's kind of the same thing. If they don't have a football team, they're probably just a diploma mill. So I laugh at people, all right, I'm getting my master's. And where are you getting it? Oh, I'm doing it online. Great. So, what is it, Phoenix University? They have a football stadium named after them, but no football team. Something like that. So finish your education. It's important. All the other stuff becomes very demanding, and education will be on the back burner. It'll be a pain. But now, get it done, get it out of the way. That was number 6. Number 7. Something to avoid in your 20s is you get out of school, you get a career, you get a business, get going, and you kind of get lazy in your, being lazy with your associations. And that's really the people that you invite to come into your life or the kind of people that you pursue in your life. And a key to most successful people that I know in my age is they always sought out somebody that knew a little bit more about them than a particular area. Let's say I want to go into the software business, and I've dabbled in it before. Let me go find somebody that's actually started a software company and got successful to it, been with it. This guy's got a trucking company. Let me go talk to him about what that's like. This guy was a real estate investor. Let me go talk to him. And you'll seek out people that are smarter than you, and they've been down the road a little bit more. And if you ask somebody who is successful, they'll say, man, how did you make all your money? And inevitably they'll say, you mean the first time or the second time? Because everybody who achieves some success generally loses their first fortune. Yeah, they may lose it to a failing economy, a corrupt business partner. A lot of guys I know have lost their business to their ex-wife, their spouse. There's no women in the room, so I can use the male gender for everything. Okay. So you can't be lazy. You always got to be seek out new people, seek out new friendships. You see somebody who's sharp, man, I like to hang out with that guy. Invite him. Be the one who initiates. You know, I know that if I want to hang out with people, my guys, my buddies, I'm like, hey, what's everybody doing tonight? Let's get together. Let's do this. Don't be lazy in that. You know, it's chasing guys. It's not a different thing. With women, don't text them. But if you have friends, be the one who initiates. Be the social ringleader. Be the one who puts people together. Be the guy that, hey, I'm bringing this group of people together. And you'll become the social leader in that. That translates into every area of your life. If you're able to do that socially, then you'll be surprised how well that translates into bring people together in a business sense. You want to bring some investors together. I've been doing this in my social life all along. I've been initiating this, bringing guys together. I learned how to invite a bunch of people to a happy hour and sit down and have a conversation with them. I've learned how to work the room. Well, guess what? You get a business idea, you want to get a business, that skill translates right into being able to, hey, I can bring a group of investors together. I can talk to these guys. I know how to relate to them. I can talk to them. Because all business is done on a friendship level. You got to have a good idea, but the trust for somebody to hand over the money or somebody to say, hey, I'm going to come alongside of you. Let's go make money. Let's be successful doing this, is going to come back to their ability to trust you, or they feel connected to you on a social and a friendship level. So you want to seek out wise mentors. You don't want to be lazy with staying in touch with your best friends, staying in touch with your family. Those family connections when you're older will become so important to you. You don't want to neglect those in the 20s. Okay, pardon? 30 minutes. Good. Excellent. So be the one who initiates with your family, with your friends. Seek out guys that are smarter, faster, stronger, wiser, more successful, and you'll take that stuff in. All right, the last 3 points. Number 8. Mistake to avoid in your 20s is not taking care of your body. Someday you will like, if I knew I was going to live this long, what's the t-shirt say? If I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. So someday you will be 45 and you'll be like, God, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I would have done this. So just to put a little even more commercial for being here on Saturday, probably the most important day of the whole convention would be well, there. Those speakers are coming about health and nutrition. Mark, Drew Bay, Doug McGuff. I was just talking with Alex earlier about this, that if I would have got a hold of this stuff in my 20s, it would have been great. I've probably been running up until I stopped running about a year ago. I've been a runner basically for 30 years. And now I'm so surprised that you think that you're going to have your knees forever, that, you know, when you squat down, you'll be able to spring back up. Not so. These things wear out. You know, your shoulders wear out, your hips wear out. Things like that happen over time. So you want to take care of your body. So we have this thing, what's happening now is, who's ever heard of boomeritis? That's the thing that affects the baby boom generation now. We got the aerobic craze that came along and everybody started running and jogging, doing aerobics, high impact stuff on your knees.